I would imagine that Japan, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I would imagine Japan is more has more traditions. There's tied more to.
When we come to that side too, and for me too, I early days, just a little funny story. When I started training jiu-jitsu, first like after a couple of months, 4 months, I think, my sensei made me do my first competition, and as a white belt, I think a teenager, I went against a judo guy, and it was bad. It wasn't like, because like I was preparing to do jiu-jitsu. I was finally learning how to hip escape, maybe somehow get him into an armbar, close guard. That's been my tool since early days. Just get him in your close guard and then somehow flip them, get a triangle. But this guy wasn't even allowing that. He just threw me for like 5 minutes straight. Oh man! It's like so. And I had nothing for him on the stand up, So right after that, my coach was like, "Okay, I know what you need, judo." So he got me into judo. So, and actually, like when I started training judo, like is when I really would say I had to experience the real art, because jiu-jitsu is kind of still respected, like the culture and everything is still like viewed as a outside thing in Japan. It's like an outside sport, not like a traditional Japanese thing. But when I first get into judo is when I just realized like, whoa, this is. And for me, as a teenager, like coming from Ghana, I've never seen anything like that. Like the type of respect for the craft they're doing. The way they walk in, the way they bow. I spent like 2 weeks learning how to bow, like the right ways to walk in. Like how to do a perfect front roll and all that stuff. Those like, how you tie your belt, how you approach your sensei. It's like it was automatic around me. And to me, that was never a thing in my life, because even if we play sports, we just, the coach would just yell out, "Hey, bring it in," or something like that. We all run, we do what we gotta do. Like there's no like structure or anything like that. But like when I got into judo was when I realized like, wow, this martial art thing is a very, very beautiful thing, and definitely, it was just a beautiful culture where, where you're sitting before the sensei walks in, we know the drills we're gonna do, how to bow, we bow to a certain, and appreciating like the guards of the judots for the opportunity, and appreciating your opponents because without your opponent, there's no fight for you, it just teaches you how to be humble, never to feel or get cocky. And I think those years of doing judo really changed me a lot.
That's excellent. That's so cool. That's so cool, man. Yeah, well, I love what you said there too. Is that your opponents can be your best teachers, man. They're the ones that are going to really show you where your weak areas are.
Yeah,
that's really neat.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's cool to hear that, because I think that when you think of Japanese culture, you think of a lot of like very rigid structure, like a lot of tradition tied to the structure. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny. I think that Brazilians and Americans kind of share the same thing. That while we do have a lot of schools that are very traditional, I think Brazil and the U.S. share a similar thing, that it's they do a lot. They have a lot more laid back and less traditional approach. Like so more like you can walk in and call your instructor bro and sit on the mat.
I'm still struggling with that, because like coming from Japan, it's just like this sensory approach, and here is just like it's like no structure at all, and something like it's something that never happened. It's like I teach most of the gi classes too, and then I'll see people wearing like a different color of the gi top to the bottom one, which you would never see in Japan or in judo, and it makes me cringe every time. But I guess it's okay here, so I'm just going with the flow.